Hi, so we're all part of social media sites, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Skidoo, Flickr. Since we were younger, growing up with the internet and it booming, everybody has pretty much created some sort of online account, regardless of whether it's Hotmail for email or anything of the sort. Nowadays, secret agents or secret services are finding it hard to find agents that don't already have any sort of online trails left behind. So this would include a Hotmail account, a Facebook account, a MySpace account. And I find this very interesting because, we're also used to actually just diving into social media sites. As younger kids, there's ICQ and MSN. And now they're actually finding it really hard to find people that have not created any of these accounts. So if you think about it, if you're young, you don't really know what you want to do with your life, and later on you find out, okay, maybe special secret agent is what you want to do, you're going to find it extremely difficult to try and erase any online traces that could be traced back to you. So speaking about Facebook, instead of staying on that topic, Facebook has sort of hit a bumpy stage lately with all the scammers and spammers. I mean, every social site has them, but I've noticed lately that Facebook is definitely going through a hard stage right now. As far as scammers go, people are actually hacking to other people's accounts and impersonating them. They're finding out all information about you, so they'll actually go into your account, they'll find your name, your kids' names, all your friends, sort of try and find out as much information as they possibly can about you. And then what they'll do is they'll use the new Facebook feature, which is Facebook Chat, and they'll actually engage in a conversation with your friends, and they'll tell them that, oh, I'm stranded in another country, we went here on holiday and we don't have any money to get back, can you help us out? And they're actually scamming people into believing these things. And I thought it was a pretty rare occurrence, but the further I dug into it, the more I realized that this is actually happening on a regular basis, and it's something that I think Facebook should definitely try and stop, because this is going to affect everybody's Facebook experience. And it's against the law to sort of impersonate another person, and this can get very serious and damage their reputation. Their groups as well, they're having a lot of problems with spammers, because people are creating different accounts. Let's say University of Phoenix has a Facebook account, so these spammers are going around creating more and more of these groups and telling students that no, this is actually the official University of Phoenix website, Facebook group. And so people or prospect students are going onto the site trying to find information, and these spammers are actually slowly but surely sort of gathering data about the people, pushing links out there. So this can get very serious because, Facebook doesn't have a sort of limit on how many groups can be made under a certain name or a certain area, and I think this is actually going to start harming them, and they're going to have to sort of crack down on these situations, because nobody wants to have spammers affect their online experience. And this is definitely, Facebook now, with all these troubles that they're having, they definitely have to be a bit more serious about these issues and sort of stop them from happening. And it was funny, the other day I sort of found mafia people were actually creating Facebook accounts as well to communicate amongst themselves, or I don't really know what purpose that would serve, but yeah, they'll definitely be found on there, and it's interesting to see all this sort of gossip going around about what's happening on Facebook and all these sort of issues. So definitely an interesting week for Facebook, to say the least. Going back to Twitter, I found that a lot of my followers, well, a couple of followers actually, I shouldn't say a lot of them, but a lot of them have had their accounts suspended. So I thought it would be an interesting point to bring up this week, because a lot of people don't realize what Twitter's looking for when you create an account. And although, we always discuss followers, how many people are following you, who are you following back, sometimes we don't actually take into consideration the rules of the certain social media site. And sure, we respect each other and whatnot, but I thought it would be a good idea to sort of list what Twitter would actually consider a spam accounts, I guess you would call it, and they would actually on these accounts suspend your Twitter account. So here's number one, name squatting. And I thought this was a definitely interesting one because, I mean, as social media people at least out there are trying to secure businesses and companies' names. So when they start social media, their names are available instead of being taken by somebody else, like what happened on MySpace. If you try and find Google or McDonald's on MySpace, you'll find that somebody else has secured those names. But actually with Twitter, they don't like that. So if you're taking this person, the company's name, and you're actually not using their account or just holding on to it, they'll actually suspend that account. They'll also suspend your account if links lead to harmful sites, so I guess it goes along with the whole respect thing. I mean, we don't want to send anybody to bad sites. And spam accounts. So obviously if you're just sitting on Twitter all day promoting your business, just the same link as well, they'll also spam you for that. So if you're just sitting there pumping out all these links that really lead to nowhere, then you're going to get into trouble. If you get blocked a lot, so if people are just blocking you constantly, not enjoying, I guess, what you have to say, you'll get suspended as well. And also if people complain about you and perhaps what you're posting. Aggressive following, so if you go around just following thousands of people quickly all at once, Twitter's not going to look so friendly upon this and they're going to suspend your account. But the next one I find extremely interesting because they say that they'll suspend your account if there's an extreme imbalance of followers and following ratio, And I thought this was pretty interesting because I know that there's a lot of people out there that are pretty famous, I guess, and they have a ton of followers, but they're not actually really following anyone. So they'll be following maybe, let's say, like 100 to 300, and they'll have like 20,000 followers. And I've seen that before on Mr. Tweet when they recommend somebody to follow. So I thought this was pretty interesting. So I don't know if Twitter has like an exception to the rule or whatnot, but there it is, it's written down. They also say like duplicate links or text. So again, if you're sort of just spamming the same link the whole time. If your links if your Twitter tweets are just mainly links, they also like you to sort of post personal information as well, which I found interesting because a lot of us just want to sort of spread the news, spread information, that sort of stuff, but actually just saying simple tweets without any links is what Twitter's looking for as well. I guess they're looking for conversation as opposed to just pushing links. Last but not least is link disguising. So I've had this happen to me a couple of times where people have tweeted and said, oh, this link is going to lead you to this topic or this sort of, they give you an idea what that link's going to be about. So you click on it and it actually leads you straight to like their homepage or something like that. And it's quite annoying because, this is like, I guess like false advertising. You're just telling me that this link is going to lead me here and it leads me there, and it's just, you'll probably lose a lot of followers because of it. And I guess people complain because of it, and that way Twitter is just going to suspend your account and sort of look further into it. So if you do any of the following, and obviously like copyright infringement, like all of that sort of stuff, you'll get into trouble as well. But these are just the main ones that will definitely have Twitter sort of looking over your shoulder and saying, that's not exactly right. So if this does happen, you can contact Twitter and investigate why they've suspended your account, and you sort of can make a claim or ask them to sort of reconsider you. But that's it. I thought you guys should know that, and hopefully that helps. So thanks for joining me this week, and I'll see you next week.